Well, I got into making masks because, well, just like props in general, because I guess I always wanted to be a superhero. I started like collecting comic books when I was probably 6 years old, and I actually still have most of the ones that I got when I was that age, so I don't know, I've always been like really connected to the idea of like being a superhero. I made a Spider-Man mask just like this one. He was always my favorite. I guess I like connected more with Peter Parker because he was a kid, and I could like really identify with that when I was younger. But yeah, I made my first one, and then I put it on Instagram and got like 3 orders the next day from people like asking if I could make them one. So I decided to make an Etsy account. Actually, I got this base right here to sculpt on top of, so I can start doing like special effects makeup and like, you know, like cuts and like damage effects. Also like doing zombie makeup, things like that. So I can practice on this head with different types of liquid rubber and latex and stuff. So when I'm done making the mask, I feel a lot of relief because the pressure of the client is off. I usually make them on like a as you order them basis. Occasionally I'll like experiment with different types of lenses and stuff and make one for myself, but then I generally, you know, will sell that one too or throw it in as like a free gift to somebody. The lenses take about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of work, and painting takes close to, I would say, probably 5.5 hours total, because you have to let part of it dry, like the way it is now, and then secure it all down, and then paint the second third, and then the final third. Yeah, actually, one of my favorite things is like reading the reviews people leave about them, and you know, when people say like this mask like really makes me feel like a superhero, like that's probably like the most rewarding part, because that's why I did it. I mean, I just did it to like, I guess, kind of embody the heroes that I looked up to as a kid, and it's really nice to be able to like facilitate that feeling for somebody else. For ones aside from this one, the hardest part is the clay sculpt. Sculpting on a bust with symmetry is super difficult. I tried to make a Batman versus Superman helmet, and it was terrible. Yeah, aside from that, maybe like casting helmets, that's pretty tough. Having to make molds and things like that. I think I'll always do this as a hobby, just because it's like it's a fun side project, and for some reason there will always be a demand for Spider-Man masks. If I could do this like exclusively, that would be great. Maybe to like work in the film industry or something, like making costumes for people.
What would be your dream? What would you want to be known as?
Oh, that's a tough one. Maybe a great filmmaker. I've been trying to get into more experimental stuff, like well, not really experimental, but I guess like fantasy-based stuff. I've been filming like lightsaber battles with my brother and trying to do like special effects over it to make it look real and sound real. But aside from that, just sports, skateboarding, you know, board sports, action sports.